And now, for the final time this season.
Doesn't even feel right to do it to a Super Bowl team.
Right? But they're
the
done.
best team all year. They're going in the ground.
Yeah, it is time to requiem for a team, the Super Bowl loser. We'll see if they have a Super Bowl hangover. But Pete also submitted one, too. He did an Eagles poem in the rhythm
Speeds.
of Fly.
I'm seeing this now.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Do you know how that song goes?
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
All right, so maybe you should alternate the lyrics now, or use the alternate lyrics.
No, this is your segment.
I don't know how the rhythm goes. Cry. Okay, so here's Pete's rendition of "Fly Eagles Fly."
Yeah.
New words for every.
And just so you guys know, this is a Giants fan writing this. All right.
For every anti-Eagles person out there, now you have your fight song. He goes, "Cry, Eagles, cry on the road to misery. Why, Eagles, why do you bring such agony? Get hit high, get hit low, and watch the Eagles blow. Cry, Eagles, cry on the road to misery. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles."
Damn.
So that's
a
it.
low blow by you, Pete.
Low blow.
Man. And he made you say Eagles blow. What a jerk.
That's the first time I've sworn on this
seriously,
podcast.
right.
Yeah.
That was
It's a
racy
swear.
for you.
It's a swear to me. All right, so now, and then I've done one as well here, so Pete, help me out, but I have the final one.
The last one of the year. It actually gets me sad.
I know, right? A little emotional.
It stinks. And it's this is one of the saddest days of the year for me.
Do you think firing up that music for the last time, Nick Sirianni listening is tearing up a little bit right now? Because we saw him get emotional.
Crying, not crying as much as he did before the game. That was unbelievable crying.
That was cool to see, though.
It was.
Like how
He's
much
the
it
man.
meant to
I have
him.
a lot of respect for him.
Here lie the Philadelphia Eagles. They are done. Super Bowl losers. Mahomes proved again to be the GOAT. For the Eagles, that's all she wrote. But worse than losing the game is that Chris Simms became the guy at the end who could gloat. I mean, that's what's worse, right? It's like losing the Super Bowl is one thing, that's bad.
Now
but then
they gotta
seeing
deal
you
with me.
smile and happy that they lost.
I know.
That is the worst.
Darn, it is. That's rough. That is rough.
That is the worst.
They have a lot to be proud of. They are a really good football team. Jalen Hurts proved a lot of people wrong this year, me included. Did some great things. There's no doubt about that. And I think they're going to be hanging around for a long time here.
So as Pete notes here, Philadelphia loses their third championship match in the last 99 days. Been a rough 100 days for them. So it was the Union versus LAFC on penalty kicks.
Oh, yeah.
In MLS.
Yeah.
Phillies versus Houston, and now they lose in the Super Bowl.
That was tough.
And now, so we
Phillies weren't supposed to. We knew they weren't going to win.
Yeah,
so
that was a
they
great
probably
run.
Stick. Yeah, that was a great run. They weren't even supposed to be there, kind of.
So now you've already said the Eagles should be there again next year. They do have a lot of free agents.
Yeah,
and we have those. So you got some young and old. We don't know about Jason Kelsey. Is he going to come back? Sounds like he's going to come back at the end of the game. Sounds like a guy who wants to run it back at least for one more year.
Hope so.
But you got some guys in here. You got Miles Sanders. You got Javon Hargrave. You got Fletcher Cox as a free agent. Robert Quinn.
Right.
You got James Bradbury in the secondary. You got my guy, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who's going to the Lions.
Be interesting here. Right? I think they'll be able to keep, like, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They're going to keep him.
Why?
They traded him.
You got to ruin my dreams.
They
just like
traded
that.
for him.
I know.
And I think I'd be shocked.
Can't pay
I
everyone.
can't remember what they gave up for him, Pete. Maybe you could look up. I want to say a second rounder.
Was it that much?
Maybe
I
it was
didn't think it was
third.
that much.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they chose Honey Badger over him. That's basically what happened, which was kind of shocking because he's, to me, a notch above
the Saints
Honey Badger
saying.
right now. Right.
Yeah.
So, but
fifth and a sixth.
Damn. They gave back a seventh. Right. So that means it was like Chauncey basically was like, I don't want to be here anymore. You're not going to pay me. And they knew they weren't going to be able to hold him for much more ransom than that.
You know who will pay you?
Yeah.
The Detroit
Lions. So that, I just look at like, they need, like, James Bradbury. I'd be interested to see where that goes, right? He might command a pretty good penny. He's still a good player. Mm-hmm. They are going to have to pay the quarterback, I think, this offseason, like we talked about. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, to me, is one you want to keep. Both linebackers being free. TJ Edwards, of course, is the better one. Robert Quinn. Pete texted me last night, like, I was one that thought Robert Quinn thing would be good. I think he played like 1 or 2 games and then like disappeared. I don't know if I ever saw him on the field again. I don't know what happened there. So he won't be back. Now, here's another interesting part. Fletcher Cox is like part of their DNA, right?
Right.
He's a homegrown, he's a Hall of Fame defensive tackle for me, Fletcher Cox. But he's not like dominant anymore. You have a Javon Hargrave who's 3 years younger, who's a better player than he is right now. So that's kind of like I think Fletcher, hopefully they can figure out a deal that makes sense for both of them, because I think they're going to have to pay Hargrave a pretty little penny there. And then Miles Sanders, I could see him being, commanding more money than they want to give to him, and they're probably going to look at it and go, wait, running backs here, like we're opening up holes the size of a truck. Like we don't need to have the best one, right?
Right.
That's an area they could save money. And then Isaac Suamulo, the right guard, he's a real damn good run blocker and everything. But I think they got a chance to keep around half the guys on this list, right? They just got to prioritize who they want to keep the most and see if guys like Fletcher Cox will give them a little bit of a homegrown deal where they can both feel respected.
They probably have some draft picks too. I don't know exactly where they are.
Yeah, they're
in that
pretty good.
situation.
Well, they're actually, again, I'm calling this off the top of my head, but they have 2 first-rounders this year because they traded one of them to the Saints last year, remember?
That's right.
Right? So they have 2 first-rounders. 31st pick, or the 30th pick now, because Miami loses theirs. There's only 31 picks in the first round this year. So the 10th and the 30th pick for the team that won the Super Bowl, or lost the Super Bowl. The team that's the best roster that didn't win the Super Bowl, but they have 2 first-round picks. Holy shit is right.
That'll help.
Yeah. Damn, I wouldn't be shocked to see them get, now that I'm thinking about it, like pick 30, they're going to pick a running back, and we're going to go, this is the best, this is an all-star offense. You're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed. That's what's going to happen here.
Get a stud offensive lineman with pick number 10. We're like, oh my God,
knows?
they get another guy.
Who
Who
knows?
Make
Yeah.
the strength stronger. Sometimes you can do.
Yeah, I mean 10. They're
can
going to be
do
able to
that.
They're going to be able to get a blue chip player, a big time cover corner. Maybe
Yeah.
that makes James Bradbury. This is maybe another pass rusher.
Yeah.
Gosh, they're going to have some flexibility. So watch out for
Or
them.
they package those picks together. They move up and they take a quarterback. Oh my gosh.
That was Ahmed Fareed, everybody.
It could get crazy this offseason.
Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.